Oh, hey guys. Oh, it's Jay again. Welcome back. Out 2 episodes a month. Every other week, have some sort of thing to say and talk about. We'll see how that goes, and then hopefully maybe halfway through the year I can make that into once a week. I have been uploading some things to YouTube because I have SoundCloud. I've got the free account, so it only has like 2 hours of audio or something like that, 3 hours of audio, I forget. And then after that I have to start deleting things, so I'm going to start eventually, everything will be on just audio format on YouTube. I figured that's kind of simple, throw some pictures on there, nothing special, right? But it'll be there for prosperity's sake. And then, of course, one of these days I'll have stuff on my website as well. So I was in China again. That's why there's another delay. It always takes me a while to get back onto East Coast time after going to China. It's like now it's 13 hours once the time changed. So it sucks. For instance, I leave on a Saturday morning. I get there Sunday afternoon. I come home. I leave back on a Saturday evening. I get home 30 minutes before I left. So it's just complete jet lag, and you're just kind of thrown across. It's just the weirdest feeling in the world. I don't know how pilots do this all the time, to be honest. Going back and forth like that. I think a lot of things have happened since we last talked. But what I kind of wanted to talk about again a little bit is I've talked about it before, and it's something basketball related, sports related. I think a lot of things are, right. Whatever, big deal, big whoop. And it's going to be, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and it's going to be forever and ever on this audio, is I'm going to actually agree with Mr. LaVar Ball. What? Yeah, it's a true story. He is... I don't want to put adjectives to describe how I feel about the man's antics. But, he's getting good publicity. I know he's getting airtime everywhere. People want to interview him, and he just says these craziest things. It's like instantaneous clickbait. Whatever he says, it's just ridiculous. And that's what he does. That, and that's his marketing. I'm assuming that's his marketing strategy. He's got the the big baller brand. But here's what he's going to do. He's going to set up a professional league for essentially high schoolers, right? 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids who don't want to go to college, but, that's where they want to go. Now, I talked about this before. I talked about it, and I said, hey, I don't like the one-and-done rule. I think it's ridiculous. These kids are in school from, August to May, not even a year. They take 8 classes, and they don't even, they really don't learn anything about those 8 classes because most likely they're fake, or the teachers just let them pass, and they're spending more time, trying, just college things than actually learning things. And it would better suit them to go to a professional league in Europe or China, or, for that matter, for one of those things. There's I can think of 5 or 6 leagues in Europe, and then the China. Just make some money. That's what you got to do, right? And that's what he's kind of doing. I like that because of that. I like his idea because it's essentially my idea. You see what I did there, Mr. Ball? Your idea is my idea. We just thought about it at the same time, but we went around it a little differently. You want to market it to make a whole league, to make a lot of money for yourself. Good for you, sir. I just want the kids not to play 1 year and then be done. Just make money at the very beginning. So his idea, for those of you who don't know, would be I don't know if it's like I think it's 3 months or 4 months. I think it's like in between seasons or something. It's the particulars either I have forgotten or they weren't mentioned. Anyways, I do know that these kids will be able to get paid $3,000 to $10,000, somewhere between there. $3,000 for the common/worst player, $10,000 for the all-star, and that's a per month basis. So they'll be a monthly employed, $3,000 a month, $10,000 a month. So if they're 3 to 4 months, it's $30,000 to $40,000, which is a nice year's salary for a few months. Now, yes, of course. I talked to a coworker, and he's like, well, that's ridiculous. They're going to blow through that money. And, yeah, of course they are. 100%. Not a chance they're not going to. But they're going to try to make the millions that they can in the NBA, and then so they can blow that money. Great 30 for 30 called broke. It's a huge percentage of athletes go broke based off of poor life decisions. And it's something that I think a lot of people would do, honestly. I think it can be avoided in the professional setting as a sports. Right now it's not. And I think, it's just like if someone wins the lottery, they're usually in more debt than after they won the lottery than before. And you're like, oh my goodness, how's that possible? They won hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, if you have $100 million, how much money are you going to spend the first year? If you win $100 million and you spend $100 million, you're dead broke because taxes takes half that, all right? And then you're only coming home, I think you're coming home with like 60%, 60 million, 70 million, they're taking a big grip of it. And now what, you're going to buy a car and a house and your parents a house maybe, or your aunt or your uncle, your grandparents maybe too, and then you forget about, the land taxes and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're buying things and traveling, and people are asking you for money, and you try to get into bad business decisions, and it's just the same exact way that athlete gets into large sums of money, then all of a sudden, well, how did they go broke? They just made millions of dollars. Well, their agent takes 10 points, and the taxes take 30%, 50%. And then they start buying jewelry and drinking a lot and spending it on women or boys, and I should say men, I guess, women and men, and all that jazz, right? So back to the kids. I think this is amazing. If I had money, I would put money into this because I think this is great. It competes right against the G League, which I don't understand why kids don't go to the G League right away too. I think that's a paid position. That's paid. I don't know. These things might just be a semi-pro level, and that's fine, right? G League, the Baller League, I think the European leagues and the China leagues, I think that's professional. I wouldn't consider that semi. I was at a Christmas party. This kind of shows you where I'm filming, recording this now. And this old Knickerbocker fan from New York, and he was saying how it was a horrible idea, and this is ridiculous, and and he didn't like it at all. And I was like, okay, well, what about like the leagues like in Asia and China? It's like those aren't the NBA. And I was like, I'm not saying they are the NBA, but they're professional basketball. They're a different caliber. These former NBA players go there and they're superstars. They're nothing. And I was like, but they're playing ball. They're making money. What does that matter? Like, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, if you can't be an NBA player, why not be the the next best thing and make money while balling? That's the whole point, right? Maybe get good enough or get picked up by the NBA. There you go, make the big bucks. But there's just like any other job, there's different leagues and levels and plateaus, peaks and valleys. I think it's an amazing idea, though, Mr. Ball. I commend you. I hope you do well. I think that's going to be great. My kid is, if I had a kid who was 18 and it was like, well, he's not quite a one-and-doner. He may be a 3-year, guy, and then maybe if he has a decent 3-year run, he might be able to get into the NBA, maybe. But he's able to jump right into this at 18 years old and make some money. Well, what happens if he wants to do this and then all of a sudden decides that he wants to go to school? Now he's got, does it for a couple of years and he's got some money. He can go to school now. He wants to travel. Or maybe he goes, this is kind of cool. And then gets picked up by a European league and then or China league. That's fine too. Nothing big, no big deal about that. That's cool. Because, that's what he wants to do. He wants to make money. It's his job, his craft, his livelihood. You can't take that away from a person. Are you saying that's kind of crazy? Saying, well, no, this 18-year-old has to go through college ranks to become a professional. Well, why? To become an amateur just a couple more years longer? That's crazy. When did you start your job, sir? Okay, 18 years old. Why? You got paid right away? That's ridiculous. You should have stayed at least a year learning more before actually getting paid. Well, then how am I going to eat? And how am I going to live? Well, I'll give you a scholarship as long as you do some other things on top of work as well, okay? Because I need you to do other things to earn your keep. But, we'll see what happens. And your coworker, unfortunately, guess what? I don't have scholarships for him. If he wants to work for free too, then he's going to have to work on the side and work another job. Yeah. But it can't be too much of work because I need him here working. That makes no sense. You see how that analogy just gets really blurry and just really cloudy? It makes no sense whatsoever. What's the difference between that and actual basketball? I'm waiting, Mr. Knickerbocker. Nothing, huh? Nothing, absolutely nothing? Just no clue? Yeah, because there is no difference. To say that one person can't make money and the other one can, well, guess what? Well, what's going to happen to college ball? Who cares what's going to happen to college ball? Are you heavily invested at a financial basis for college ball? No, I just really enjoy watching it. Then keep watching it. It's not going to go away. Not everybody can go pro. Not everybody can go semi-pro. Everyone has a certain athletic ability, and they plateau at different levels, at different times. You're still going to have a college game. Well, it's not going to be that good to watch. Then start watching the G League. Start watching the Ball League. Start watching the Europe Leagues and the China Leagues then. Branch out. Venture out, Mr. Knickerbocker. Venture out. For goodness sakes. There's just not two things. It's just not it's not college then pros. It's college and semi or college and NBA. Don't call it, whatever. It's frustrating, it just boggles the mind. You're like putting your big thumb down on these kids. Just let them do what they want to do. If they want to go to school, they want to go to school. If they want to sign a shoe contract and go on play ball in another country, they go play ball in another country. That's asking a lot for an 18-year-old to go to a different country. Oh, I don't know. That seems dangerous, really. It seems dangerous. People in other countries go to other countries all the time. It's just people in America don't want to go to other countries because they feel other countries are dangerous. That's crazy. Are you saying that country isn't dangerous? Yeah, I guess every city has a bad area. Even the best cities have the bad part of town. That doesn't matter, does it? You're going to find drug dealers and crack whores in every part of every nook and cranny. Just harder to find them in some places than others. Or they're all behind closed doors. Alright? You gotta remember that in really rich areas, there's lots of drugs being used. They just have to be pharmaceuticals. Okay? Poor areas might have street drugs. Guess what? They're still using drugs. One's behind closed doors. Sometimes one's right in front of you. Just depends where you are. Country to country is no different. Let the kid grow. In Europe, there's a thing called a gap year. It's the year between your last year of high school or equivalent thereof, and then university or college. It's like, I'm 18. I've just been going to school for 12 years. or more, 13 kind of thing. I want a break. I need a break. I need to do this. I don't want to go back and do another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, depending how far you want to go, what you're doing. You're just like, no, I can't. I don't want to do that. I need a break. I take a break. Take a gap year. Maybe you just sign that year contract. Yeah? Oh, they want me to do 2. Then do 2. Yeah, fine, sure. You're done when you're 20, you go to school, big deal. Yeah, or you don't go to school, and you ball for 15 years and save some money up and be smart about it. Well, they're not going to be smart about their money. Are you smart about your money, Mr. Knickerbocker? Really? How much debt are you in right now? How often do you use credit cards frivolously, without question, without thinking about it? Are you renting? Do you have your own home? How about your stocks? How's that looking? How's your portfolio? Is it diversified? Are you living paycheck to paycheck like most of everybody else? What does it matter about this one kid who wants to ball? Let him ball. They make mistakes. Everyone's making mistakes right now. Financial crisis. Hello. That sounds like it's supposed to be, I think, Herm Edwards. Hello. That sounds nothing like him. Okay. The other thing, before I just passionate about this, people. Popping my peas over here. I apologize. It's radio etiquette to not pop your peas. It's very difficult though, and there's S's and T's involved as well. You want to keep that down. Other news about new leagues forming. That's right, the one, the only, Vince McMahon is coming back, maybe, for another round of professional football. This intrigues me. I'm boycotting the NFL, yes, and probably would boycott his XFL too, but loved the XFL when it came out. Watched as many games as I possibly could. It was fabulous. Had rooting interest. I didn't go to a game, unfortunately. Played in XFL fantasy football on sandbox.com. That's a free plug. I don't even know if they're actually around anymore. It was free then. I don't know if it's a charge site now. Who knows? It could be gone. It's a huge fantasy site. So when it first came out, I spent hours and hours going through everyone's rosters and depth charts and just picking out, had a list of players I wanted to pick and going through stats and high school and their CFL leagues and just everything. It was just pouring myself over until the draft. I destroyed that draft. Absolutely phenomenal. Had 5 players that were just studs because no one really knew what was going on. And they're just kind of trying to pick. They did a little research, but I just went in. I spent hours. It must have been my winter break between semesters in January. Felt like it was a January. And I just must have spent 4 or 5 hours a day for weeks. I put in a good, could have put in 40 hours a week on this thing. Just as much as these daily fantasy guys are putting in, But anyways, XFL was phenomenal. I remember the first game I watched. It might have been the first ever, and I remember the first play. And I can't remember who was there. Was it the Demons playing? I don't remember now. And before the ball was snapped, the nose tackle jumped over the center and creamed the quarterback. Just jumped over him, hopped over him, just tackled the quarterback. Boom! Well, that's a flag. Encroachment or whatever, right? Penalty, 5 yards, whatever. It set the tone for the league, man. Oh yeah, sure, it was just weird, and you didn't like it, and it lost money. A lot of businesses lose money the first year. That's not a problem for me. I thought it was entertaining, but it was really bad football. Well, you know what? College ball is better. Really? Are you seriously? I'm sure there's some Sun Conference teams or Sky Conference or something that you're not watching. But I'm really watching. Yeah, you're watching. It was a different game. It was a hodgepodge of players. They all played ball before. It wasn't like it. They just weren't NFL caliber. I think that's what people need to realize, is that it's not NBA caliber, it's not NFL caliber, but it's G League caliber, it's European League caliber, it's China League caliber. That's okay. There's just different levels. You know, if you enjoy the sport, you're going to enjoy it. Well, I can't watch that, man. It wasn't real football. The rules were different. Yeah, because it was a different league. The CFL has different rules. Arena Ball has different rules. That has a good fan base. That does well. Looking forward to that. I hope he succeeds, Mr. McMahon. I really do. Bring it on. Do it to it. All that jazz. I got a jersey, man. I got a He Hate Me jersey for last year for Christmas. Phenomenal, like authentic, official. It's great. Absolutely great. So there's just, it's just good. It's good times to be in sports. Why can't there be more sport leagues? Why can't they grow? Why can't they be around? You know, I think we get into monopolistic ideologies here that there's only one thing it could possibly be. You know, why can't there be? There's going to be competing NCAA. You know, why can't there be that? Why can't there be competing NBA? I think this is good. Competition is good. Good for business. It's good for people. It's good for consumers. In a day and age when everyone is fighting for that small bit of your time and your attention, I think this is great. You know, I wish I had money and the wherewithal to make a league. I'm sure I could make a couple leagues. I think it'd be fun. You know, the hard part is getting other people on board, and you know, there's a lot of logistical things because it's so expensive now. You know, stadium rentals and the teams and uniforms and sponsors but it happens. I think it takes time. Yeah, I think it's good. So there you go. You're gonna have the Ball League and the XFL squared league, XFL times 2 something. I don't know what they're gonna call it. And I don't know if it's gonna be called the Ball League either, which should be kind of funny. I know Big Baller brand is sponsoring. I think doing uniforms and shoes, which is cool. Gets his name out there, gets his stuff out there. You know, if they have to, you might have to make the people pay for them. Though. Who knows? I don't know how that's going to work out. But come on, just don't be down on these things because it's different, because it's new, because it's not the quote unquote top of the line. You know, do you drive the top of the line car? Do you make fun of people who don't? Who don't? I mean, come on. Well, those comparisons don't make sense. Well, I don't care. I just don't care. All right, you heard it. I don't. Deal with it, Mr. Knickerbocker. All right, guys. In that regard, in that sense, keep an open mind. And again, always, don't take my word for it. Do your own digging. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. You know, I'm just a talking head. You know, but I'm probably one of the only ones that say go out there and figure it out yourself. Yeah, do some Googling, go deep, go page 2, 3, 4, 5, get in there, you know, do some research, get dirty, do a deep dive, go to YouTube and Reddit and utilize all your sources. Is this right? Is this true? What are the benefits of having a secondary league that may not be on par with athletic ability as the primary? Is that bad? Is that good? Make an informed decision. You know, that's what I constantly say. I constantly say on this podcast is make an informed decision. You know, enrich the mind. Really gather facts. Do due diligence. I know we're all busy. We don't have time for that. I get that. I understand. Try a little bit, over and over, just a little bit. If you read just 10 minutes a day, you can read tons and tons of books a year, okay? Just takes just a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time. You know, on your lunch break. Do it on your lunch break. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.